everyone. I know it has been a while, but I've had a few things going on and that's just life. But I'm here today and I thought I would pop in and show you what I'm going to be making. I'm going to be doing the art journal advent that's being hosted by Tamara and Michelle, and I think it's Tamara is on Instagram and she is Raspberry Blue Skies, and basically you have to put a journal together. You don't have to put it together, you can use like a book or something like that, but I got this packaging off my mum the other day and I thought I would turn it into my advent journal. I'm a little bit croaky. I have had the flu, not the spicy flu, just the regular flu, but I'm almost over it now, so that's good. But yeah, so I thought I would use this packaging for the cover, and I've got a few other bits and pieces. So essentially I need 24 pages in this book, because you receive a prompt every day, and it's supposed to be, the idea behind it is supposed to be that you take a few moments for yourself. The prompts are revolving around self-care, mindfulness, and just taking a little bit of peace and quiet for yourself this time of year when it can be a little bit hectic, both mentally and physically. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube, listening to a lot of audiobooks. I've still been making lots of things, I just haven't videoed it. I've been doing lots of gift creating, so stuff that I didn't really want to show on the YouTube, but I am here today and I hope you guys are all well and have all been well. So let's get stuck into this. Alright, as I said, Mum gave me this the other day and I thought perfect. I'll just move this stuff to one side, however I do plan on using that at some point. But I'll get the cover started so that we can see what size this journal is going to be. I've had to push the camera back a little bit, so I hope you can hear me okay and that everything's in shot. And I've just grabbed my ruler, but I took it off screen so it wouldn't be too glary. So this is some packaging that Mum got from, I won't flip it over because her address is on the back of it, but it's some heavy packaging that Mum got from Booktopia, I think, or one of the online bookshops, and it had a recipe book in it that's a gift for somebody, and yeah, it's quite thick, so I thought that'll be good. So I don't want this journal to be massive because I'm only going to be working on it, you know, for about an hour each day. So I was thinking perhaps, and I'm wondering whether, I think this is thick enough to just be on its own by the time but I'm thinking maybe about 8 inches tall. I'll just grab a pencil I should say. About 8 inches tall. Let's get that across there so I can get some idea. And I've just put a new blade in my little knife thing, so I've got to be careful I don't cut myself with that thing. That's sharp. So I'm just getting that line across so I can get an idea on length. So I'd actually be able to get 2 out of this, so that's good if it works out well. And I think probably the width of this ruler is probably about, so what's that? That is 12 inches wide. So I think, so that'll make it 6 inches is the halfway, but I do want to put a little spine in it. So if I go a little bit on either side of that, so that would make it about 5 3/4 inches for the page area, which I think is sufficient. So let me get my knife. I've put my lid on it. Somebody asked me where I got this from. This is a WhotKnot. I don't know if that means anything to anybody, but a WhotKnot blade, and I like it because it's a little bit thicker, so it's easy for me to grab, and with the rubberized handle makes it quite good. Now I'm wondering, yeah, I'll cut that down there. I've got my scissors in case this doesn't cut through it, because this cardboard is relatively thick. Yeah, I've been watching all the Christmas videos and really been enjoying them. I've had so many times when I thought I'd like to be making Christmas decorations, but I really just wanted to get all my, because I do make quite a lot of my Christmas presents or knit them, or I've made my daughter quite an involved present this year. And if you want a little sneaky peek at that, have a look at my Instagram, and then you'll see a little idea of what that's going to be. But I'm getting together with my knitting group of friends this Friday, and I like to make a good percentage of the present that I give them, so I've been working on that. And Mum's getting her wardrobe all sorted out, and she thinks she's shrinking, so she needed a few of her dresses taken up. So actually that's what I've been working on this morning, getting Mum's dresses done, so that she's got something to wear over Christmas. So I've been doing that, and of course, as I said, I've been unwell, so that's been a bit of a struggle, but I'm back on deck now. So let's see, let me get this cut out. As you can see, this is quite thick. It's probably not, it's not as thick as cardboard, but it is definitely got some substance to it. So we'll move that out of the way. There's enough for another one. And you can see here, this is where Mum took the book out, but I'm not worried about that. I will just glue that down, because I'll be putting something over that probably. I'll put a bit of glue on that if it comes out. My glue's been getting a good workout lately. Alright, so I'll just glue that down. It doesn't really matter too much, because as I said, I am going to put something over the top of that, but just to keep it all nice and flat. And what I'm going to do here, stop saying gonna, is, just put that pin back in there, is work out and score it, because I want to have it fold nicely. So let's see, I'm going to, as I said, I want to have a little bit of a spine on it so that my pages have got a bit of room. So I want to score down these lines so it folds up. And then I'm going to work out my pages, and what I've decided is, at this point I am not going to sew my pages in, because I might want to fiddle around with them as I go along. So this is really just the construction of how I want it to be, I suppose. Initially I was thinking that I would double this cardboard over and get, you know, make it double thickness, but I think that would be way too thick. Alright, and I might put some fabric on it, and by the time I line these, I'm just going to wait and see what the first prompt is, I suppose, to make a decision as to what direction I would like to head in. I'll just grab my scoreboard, it won't be a mini. Alright, got my scoreboard here. I was going to use that, but I've got to remember which one's the scorer. The white one's the scorer. I don't want to cut it at this point. So I'll slide that in there, line it all up. I don't know if this is going to work, but give it a red hot go. This is, I don't know if I had that exactly straight, but oh well. Get rid of that. Alright, let's see if that's done the job. Put that over there. And I might actually do a bit more. It doesn't seem to have made a dent in it like I wanted it to. I want it to fold nicely. Let's see how that goes. Once we can get it in the right spot, it'll be good. Well, that ended up to be quite the battle, but I've got what I wanted in the end. So as you can see, I've got a little spine on that, and I can use that to put my signature in. This will only have one signature, but I can put it in there. So now I'm going to work on the signature, and I've brought a few bits and pieces with me. Oh. Okay, so I've got a few bits and pieces for the signature, and I think that I want to use this. I got this in some packaging the other day, so I want to create a page basically using this. I like to make journals out of this sort of thing, so what I'm going to do is lay my, I've got two pieces of this apricot colour, which I quite like. It's really nice, and I mean you can always reuse this for gifts and things like that, but I like to do little journals with them. So I'll just get all this laid out. It's just a sea of peach now, and then get this all flattened out. And I want to say a big hello to the people that have been checking to make sure everything's okay with me here. So thank you, Kay and Maggie, who both sent me little messages to make sure everything was okay. And I said to Maggie that I think that my mojo's gone on holidays with hers, because I was really kind of struggling there for a little while, but I feel my creative energy coming back at this point, so that's good. So I folded that in half and fold it in half again, and I think that might be too thick, so 2 pieces might be enough. So I'm going to cut that down the middle. I'll just move that, and I'm not fussy if it's not perfect. I want it to look kind of how you going sort of thing, not too regimented. So basically that's 4 layers thick at this point, and I'm going to go again and fold it that way like that, and then that will, I'm going to sew around all around that, and then that will go in the journal. I am thinking about, I have got this really pretty one, and I don't know. Okay, we had to take a short break there because the postie came, and you know how much my gang love the postie. So yeah. Anyway, I've got this piece of tissue paper that's a sort of pale lemon colour, and I don't think it's going to show up on camera, but it's actually got like very subtle lacy sort of motifs on the top of it, and I thought what I would do is use a piece of that as well with this. So this might seem a bit strange at this point in time, but this is going to be a page in my journal once I'm finished. So what I'm going to do is I'll take that over to the sewing machine in a minute, and I'll sew on that and bring it back and show it to you. So it'll be all sewn together. But before I do that, I'll show you some of the other pages that I've sort of got in mind to use. So I've got your standard, you know, my dyed paper, which that will fit in there pretty well. I think I might have to trim the edges of it. Well, instead of trimming the edges, what I like to do is just fold it over. So I'll make it about a centimetre shy of the edge, and actually that's going to fit pretty well. I might just fold that edge up just a little bit, and then I've got a little tuck spot if I want it. So I'll just fold that up like that. And as I said, I'm not going to actually sew these in today because I may want to do some stitching and things like that on them as the month progresses and I get the prompts and, you know, how I feel on the day and what I fancy doing. So I'm keeping my options open. So that's basically going to be a page. So that'll be one page. I got this, pulled this out of my stash because I thought this was really fun, this image, and I thought this is even something that I could glue on the inside of the cover there like that to cover up that the torn paper and things like that. So I'm not going to glue it on yet because I'm not sure. I might want to put something on the front, and whatever I put on the front I want to fold over the edges so that the edges have a nice smooth edge. So I was thinking that might look nice like so. And because I like the little birds and things like that, I pulled this picture out and I thought that might be nice as my center page. So I thought rather than cut the paper, I'm going to fold that up on the other side, on the opposite side, so that I can use that as a pocket as well. And so then that will be folded in half like that. And I can stick some other bits and pieces on that, or I might put an extra page in so that this is just an extra. We will see. I don't know. I'm playing it completely by ear, and I'm going to try and be spontaneous about whatever the prompts are that Tamara and Michelle have got planned for us. So yeah, I thought that would be good. I might take a little bit off the top of that. I'll see. We will see. Let me see if it's too tall. I think it is going to be a little bit too tall, so I might just take a little bit off the top there. Where is my ruler? There it is. Yes, so I'm hoping to get back into the swing of things in the new year. I've got lots of ideas buzzing around in my brain at the moment, so that's a good sign. And I'm feeling ready and raring to go, to be honest. So a friend of mine, Julia, has just cleaned up her craft room, and we like to do all the crafty things. So she's going to be inspired to use her craft room now that it's all been renovated, I think, and I'm hoping that will encourage me as well. So I'm just going to take that off there. I'll keep that piece of paper because why wouldn't you? Isn't that beautiful, that picture? I love that picture. Give you a closer look at that. I don't know if I've got it. It's been so long since I filmed that I'm not even sure that I've got my camera on the right settings. I was going to ask my son, but he's not here at the moment. Just turning that. So I'm hoping that's focusing. I don't know. We'll see. In the sunshine, in and out it's going. That's alright. We'll get there in the end. So because I like the birds and things, I thought I would include a piece of music paper. So I thought I'll just leave that as it is because I think that's, oh no, it's going to go that way. Come on, open up. That way, that's okay. I like birds and music together. I just think that's a good combo. So how many pages is that? 3. What else have I got? I've got some of my, this is my coffee dyed paper, so I thought I'd stick a bit of that in. So let's see, I'll just fold that in half, I think. This is the thing, like, if you don't want to make a journal, you don't have to. You could just buy an exercise book and go along with the prompts just to take some time for yourself. I think I'll fold that with the other way. And I think that, you know, if you're a mum trying to cope with all the business at Christmas time, it's really important for everybody else in the family as well if you can keep yourself happy and healthy and all that sort of thing. I've got an envelope here, but I've got my address on the other side, so let me just cover that up. Okay, I've covered that up. I'm a little bit concerned about that sort of thing at the moment. I've had a couple of strange things on Instagram lately. Yeah, it's all part of it, isn't it? But unfortunately, I don't always know what's going on with these things, and I don't want to. I've nearly got caught out a couple of times now because I thought somebody was talking to me, and it turned out to be somebody else, and they were trying to get my info. Alright, let's fold that in half. So I thought this would be a good one because it uses up a piece of paper and it'll give me 2 pockets, and once I sew that into the signature, and I might even sew down the middle of that to make sure whatever I put in that pocket doesn't end up wandering around, but I thought that's a good thing. That'll give me a little bit of pocket space, so I'll stick that in there. And I've got another piece of my paper, so I might make this one a little bit shorter so I can make a side tuck, because who doesn't love a side tuck, right? So if I do that like so, and I might even be able to do that as a flip out, like I could attach something to that as a flip out, so give myself a few options there. And also too, it kind of staggers the papers a little bit so that everything's not the same, looking the same. And I might even, and also different heights and things like that, so that's good. Okay, how are we going here? I've got just a book page, so let's make that a tall, thin one to give some sort of interest. And that writing's upside down, but that's okay because I probably would cover that up anyway. Alright, so how much too tall is that one? Okay, so just under that, I'll just fold that up like so. So let's see how many pages that gives us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because I'm thinking I'll do a full spread on each one. 7, we'll miss that page. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, keep going. So I've got this spongy paper, and I thought for a bit of texture I might throw a bit of that in. I sent some of this to Maggie. I bought quite a bit of this, and it's really interesting. I think it's wallpaper. I'll cut that with my ruler because I'm not sure. Make sure I cut it straight. I think it's wallpaper. I don't know. I bought it off a lady on Etsy, and it's white on one side and cream on the other, but it's got a really nice texture to it. Alright, let's cut that off there so it's straight. Oh, don't you love it when you put a new blade in your knife and it cuts like a dream? Missed that bit there. There we go. It's that one. I'll just... Do I want to square that up or do I really not care? As I said, I want it to be a little on the haphazard side, so I might take a little bit off the bottom of that, otherwise it might be a bit long. Let's see. Here we go. Take that off there. And fold that in half. Yeah, it's nice to put something with a little bit of a different texture in. I think I've gone upside down now, getting myself confused. I'll put that in toward the middle here. Alright, so, and as I said, I can do some flip outs. I've got just a piece of paper here, so I'll pop that in, and I'll probably paint, collage, put material on it, who knows, so I'll put that in. So I think I'm going to need 12 pieces altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, I'll have to grab some more paper. Oh, and I've got my tissue paper page. So I'll go and sew that and I'll be back. Okay, and I'm back, and I've grabbed a few more bits and pieces that I thought might work. So I've sewn my tissue paper together, and that's what this looks like. So it's basically, I just squash it up, I scrunch some of the paper up, and I put the lemon on top of the peachy colour. You can see on that side that it's got all the stitching all over the place. So my plan with that is just to fold it in half. You could even, if you wanted to make one of these, you could even use this as a journal cover, which I have done in the past. So yeah, I'll stick that in here somewhere, and that's going to be a page to work on and add to. So we've got that, and I thought obviously we're going with a bit of a peach theme, so I found this is some faux vellum that I've made, so I thought I will put that in as a page. Definitely don't want to cut that too much, so we'll put that in. Do love flowers as well, so that's a nice addition. And then I just needed one more page, so I found this, and it's got the like the peachy colours on it, so I thought, well, that'll work. So I've just got to take the edge bits off that, and we will be in business. So I'll just do that quickly. Alright, that's done. So I'll fold that in half, and that'll get some more embellishment and treatment, so we'll see what that ends up looking like, I suppose, at some point. So I'll pop that in there, and there we go. And don't forget, this will be on, I'm thinking this will be in here. So I think that with the peach colours, with the little bit of teal and stuff, that looks quite nice. I mean, it doesn't all have to be matchy-matchy, but now obviously there's some trimming and things like that that needs to be done, but I'm going to just leave it at this point because I want to have some options to make decisions as I go along. But I think that's the direction we're heading in, and I think that'll be a good start. So I've got all my pages in there. Let's just go through. So that'll be the cover, and I'll put some string on that, and at this point I'm thinking I'd like to just leave that as the natural, and then you'll be able to see the string, and then I'll do a fairly simplistic cover on it. I actually pulled this out too, but I might use that, something like that, on the cover. We will see. But yep, so it'll open up. Got my page there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's got my pocket there if I fancy. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I think that'll give me 24 sections. I'll double check that, and if I need to add another page I will. And then you've got the back there. So I'm all set to go, and I will be posting this on my Instagram as I travel through this journal, and so you can have a look at my Instagram as of the 2nd. I'll probably work on it on the 1st and then photograph it and put it up on the 2nd, and I might put a clasp or something on that. But this is the Art Journal Advent, hashtag Art Journal Advent on Instagram, and if you go to Raspberry Blue Sky webpage, there's a little section there that you can hit the button to say that you're joining in, and she will email you the prompts each day so that you don't miss them. But you can also check it out on Instagram as well. So yeah, let's see how we get on with this. But thanks everybody for popping in, and I hope to be back again pretty soon. I've got a couple of projects that I want to share with you, so I will hopefully be back maybe later this week or early next week. Alright guys, hope you're happy crafting away there. Stay safe and well, and I will see you soon. Bye!